And hello, good evening, welcome. I'm Mark Pinto here with you at Phoenixville Public Library. And tonight we're talking about photos. So easy to take, so hard to know what to do with them afterwards. That's why Terri McDowell is here with us tonight. She's the lead ambassador for Forever. She'll tell you more about Forever. Just to let you know, if you have any questions during her presentation, we ask you to please put them in the chat and I will relay them to her. Afterwards, though, you'll have the opportunity to unmute yourselves. So with that, Terri, welcome. Take it away.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. I'm Terri McDowell, and I'm here to tell you how I cleaned up my photo mess and how I can help you clean up yours too. Come on. Why is it not working? There. I had photos everywhere. SD cards, cameras, computers, phones, external hard drives, etc. And I couldn't find anything. I was so scared of losing them all. So I backed them up on several different devices several times and really created a huge mess. So why are you here? I'm assuming you're here because you want to get your photos organized and feel that sense of finally, I have a plan and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, we can make that happen. So by the end of this evening, you're going to know that you can do this. So let's get started. First of all, you're not alone. According to Business Wire, 55% of people who take photos find managing and organizing them to be overwhelming. And this is assuming that the 45% of people that take photos feel totally organized. Likely, that's probably not the case. And even if they do feel organized, do they have a system? And can that 45% find photos without having to go home and dig through boxes and albums or hard drives? You want to have a system where when a memory comes to mind, you can pull up a photo instantly. You want total accessibility, and by the end of this evening, you'll know exactly how to do that. So how do we take our photos? These days, 90.9% of photos are taken with mobile phones, 7.3 are taken with cameras, and 8.1 are taken with tablets. Today, there are over 7.4 trillion photos being stored worldwide, and that number is expected to grow steadily each year. Now, that's a lot of photos. And the sad part is, a lot of these photos will probably never get looked at again because people can't find them. Let's make sure your photos can get found. So where do you start? The first thing you want to do is find your existing photos, slides, movies, all kinds of old media, and get them digitized. Once they're in digital format, they can be stored along with your current digital photos. Ideally, you want all these files in one digital home, so to speak, the cloud. And the elusive cloud isn't just particles floating over your head. They're actual data centers across the country where your files are constantly backed up. This removes the need for multiple external hard drives and pressure to constantly back up. The cloud will do that for you. So again, let's get it all digitized. From old letters your grandparents sent to each other, the photos you took last weekend, let's make sure it's all digitized and saved in your digital home. Once we have them there, we'll be able to organize them and give your photos a second life with amazing products like photo books, calendars, mugs, etc. There's no end to what you can do with them. But before you do that, let's make sure you know this answer. Where are your memories living now? As I mentioned, you may have piles of loose pictures, or maybe you've inherited the box of old slides. Mine were in a big old box in the back of my brother's closet for 20 years. And so what if there's a natural disaster? A house fire? Maybe you just have your memories on your phone attached to your hip. But what if your phone gets lost or broken? Maybe you think they're backed up now, living in a free cloud storage accounts, but nothing is ever really free. And in the fine print of most of those sites, they retain the right to delete your photos at any time without cause or warning. How heartbreaking would that be? This is why you need to have a good plan. If you don't, you're going to lose your photos. You can think of the extremes like the wildfires in California or hurricanes in Louisiana. These things may never happen to you. And in fact, a lot of you, they probably won't. But there are other ways you're more likely to lose your photos. Hardware failures are a big one. We've learned that computer hard drives don't last forever. External hard drives have a shelf life of 2 to 7 years, even if you're careful. The National Archives has set expiration dates for CDs, DVDs, thumb drives. And not only do they have the risk of breaking, frankly, they're becoming obsolete. They're going the way of the 8-track. But the biggest way people lose their photos is by not losing them at all. It's by being so disorganized they can't find what they're looking for. And at that point, these photos are as good as gone. I was in this very spot with photos and multiple backups on several external hard drives, and I couldn't find anything. So it's no wonder people are overwhelmed. As I already mentioned, step 1 is to make sure all of your memories are in a digital format. Now, this step can be pricey up front, and it's why so many people never take the time to get their memories organized. But it's an integral to the process, and it's so worth it. Digitization is the only way to actually keep your memories safe. Just try to avoid getting sticker shock. Yes, it costs money, but the experience is priceless. You may find pictures of people you haven't seen in decades, videos of your parents when they were young, audio recordings of relatives you've never met, and it's so much fun and so emotional. I personally have done this and so enjoyed the results, as well as my family and friends when I shared the files with them. So, do you send your media to a professional or digitize them yourself? For our DIYers, I'd advise against it. This task can be incredibly overwhelming, and so often I hear stories of people who tried to digitize their memories themselves only to ditch the project halfway through and never pick it back up. That doesn't sound like safe memory keeping to me. You also will likely end up with a much lower resolution than having your memories scanned professionally. With a good quality scan, you should be able to zoom in on your great-great-grandmother's face and know that you share the same nose. But with a $99 great deal scanner you purchased, everything may look fine until you zoom in, and the resolution will be fuzzy and pixelated, which we don't want. I would always recommend hiring a professional. It frees up hours, days, and even weeks for me, and I don't have that fancy equipment that they do to do such a great job. And you can always budget. Obviously, you don't have to get everything done at once. You could do a box this month and then next month fill up another box and just keep doing that until it's done. This is the way I'm doing it with my old media and memories. So when you're trying to find a company to digitize your media for you, here are the questions you want to ask. Is this company trustworthy? What are others saying about them? Where is the digitizing taking place? You might be sending something to an address here in this country and they may be shipping it across the ocean to somewhere else. I've heard horror stories of people never receiving their boxes back. So if you're a little skittish about putting something in a box and shipping it within your own country, sending it across an ocean is probably a no-go. Do they digitize all types of media? Maybe your local camera shop will scan prints for you, but they may not do slides, for example. This is crucial in making your decision. How am I getting my digital files back? Are they put on temporary media like DVD, CD, USB, or are they uploaded into an account for me? Do I keep the rights to my digital files? This isn't always the case. This is important to know. Will they be easy to access and share? You want to be able to it to be easy to get to them on a phone, tablet, or computer. Does the company offer a one-time transfer to digital format? Does the company provide high quality work? And finally, do they have good customer service? If you have questions, can you send an email and know that it will get a thoughtful reply? If you make a phone call, will an actual person answer it?
There's a question in the chat.
Okay.
Don't know whether you want to address this now. Is there a company you have personally used and would recommend to use / avoid?
Yes, I will. I'm getting to that. It's Forever is the one I would recommend, highly recommend. So you make sure you check the reviews, and these are just a few reviews from Legacy Box. And if finding a bargain isn't really a bargain if the quality is poor. I had some reel-to-reel films converted years ago, and I got them back and they had white lines going through all of them. They were put in the wrong order. It was a total mess. I thought that was the best I could do. When I found Forever, I sent them into Forever again and had them done again, and the white lines are all gone. They take a lot of care to match up things and get the color balance right and everything. And I was just so impressed to have those actually back in good quality, so I could actually watch them instead of just seeing all those white lines. I thought they were lost, but it wasn't a damage to the tape. It was just poor quality conversion. And so here are some reviews from Forever, and I would highly recommend them. I found a video of me when I was, well, let's say the video was, the real film was probably 60 years old, and there were no lines across it. It looked like it was taken yesterday. And I was just really thrilled to have those pictures of my great-grandparents, my grandparents, and my mom, and some other relatives that I hadn't seen before. So it was really nice to see those. With Forever, you just order a box. They send it to you with instructions. You fill it with your media. You drop it off to FedEx, and they inventory it when it gets to the conversion center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They add any overages to your cart. They convert your memories to digital, and they return your old media to you. So it's easy peasy. The hardest part is finding them all in your house. So now that your files are digitized, it's time to organize them together with your other digital files. And remember, we're trying to create one digital home. So let's keep these goals in mind. We want all of your memories together in one place. All of your memories organized and easy to find. All of your memories accessible from any device, wherever you are. All of your memories are shareable in a secure and private system. That's what your cloud storage should be providing you. So where should you preserve them? What things are to consider when browsing options? For a long time, we just relied on hard drive backups, and that's what I did. But truthfully, they're not easy to access, easy to organize or share, and most critically, they're temporary. So let's instead consider cloud storage. Many sites, unfortunately, are temporary and seemingly free options data mine and sell to advertisers or use that information in their own algorithms. Still, cloud storage is a much more reliable option. The question now, with those things in mind, do you want to rent or own your storage? And let's go over again exactly what cloud storage is. Cloud storage is a service model in which data is maintained, managed, backed up remotely, and made available to users over the internet. Some examples of that are iCloud, Facebook, Google Drive, Dropbox, Forever. We're going to talk more about these, but for now, let's take a closer look at what you're probably already using. Do you have an iPhone? Then you're probably using iCloud already, at least to back up your contacts. And let's take it a step further. Are you using iCloud to back up your photos? I was, until I read the terms of service. Well, just know that they can terminate your account at any time, and upon your death, your account is non-transferable and everything will be lost. And I was responsible for backing up my photos. So what good were they to me? So I had to keep looking because I thought that's not going to cut it for me. Facebook, well, they own everything you put on there and nothing is private. So Facebook only works if it's something you want a network of friends to see. And Dropbox only stores your content until you stop paying. If something happened to you tomorrow, is someone going to think, oh, I wonder if they have a Dropbox account I need to pay for? Probably not. The same goes for several of these other providers. Shutterfly does not provide you with the digital rights to your photos, and that seems unfair because they're your photos. They can hold your content hostage, in this way and make it hard to transfer them off their site. SmugMug can refuse access to anyone, and they will. They also take no responsibility for backing up your content. Most of these are not storage things providers, they are printing providers. So that's why the storage isn't important to them. Google will sell your data to advertisers or use it in its own algorithms to push ads to you. If you're inactive for a certain amount of time, they retain the right to delete your files. Amazon can also terminate or suspend your account at any time. And guess what? If they do, you receive no refund or compensation for what you've lost. But no matter what storage company you go with, it's important to read the terms of service. It can be daunting, but here's an example from the Google Drive and why it's important. That they collect all of your data, basically. They can use it however they want, redistribute, reproduce, send it to whoever. And when you become inactive for 2 years in any of those platforms, they can delete it. So essentially, you're giving them the right to use your content. And if that content is precious family memories, it's probably not something you want them to have access to. So let's go through an excerpt from iCloud. Again, I don't need to read this whole page out loud, but it says right there, your rights are terminated upon your death. They also recommend that you have something else backing up your content. So again, why are they doing it? Why am I asking them to do it for me if I have to do it myself? But if your cloud storage is doing its job, you shouldn't need to do that. Forever makes it clear that you have full ownership of everything you upload, and they provide a guarantee. Your storage account will be preserved for your lifetime and after your death. You retain the rights to your files with no data mining. Nobody will look at your photos, use your photos, send you advertising based on your photos or anything. And once you pay, it's yours. And here we have this is an example of terms of service that I can get behind. So the guaranteed solution is it's mobile, private, and secure, that you retain the rights. It's all backed up. It's accessible from anywhere. So if you lose your phone, you can get on a computer anywhere in the world and find your account. And you're able to share with whomever you want, wherever you want, and only what you want them to see. The guarantee ensures your photos and videos last for your lifetime plus 100 years. It's maintained for generations, and it's secure. There are no hidden fees, no recurring costs. Once you buy it, it's yours. And it's like life insurance for your photos. And your account is considered a willable asset, so you can hand it down to the next generation. This is a comparison chart of the different cloud storage systems available. And as you can see, only Forever offers all of the advantages. So this is what I do. And here's a short, I'll give you a quick tour of my account. If I can get on here. No, that's not it. Here we go. So this is my account. All my pictures are in here, and I need to go in and delete a bunch. So don't be alarmed when I see there's 109,000 photos in here.
We don't see anything yet, Terri.
Oh, you don't? Oh, wait, is it not? Screen share. Oh, sorry about that. There, can you see it now?
There we go. Yep.
Oh, this is my account. This is the library. All of the photos go in here. There's 109,883 photos in here. And I have a lot I need to delete and clean up. There's a lot of duplicates and junk. But you can filter by, because there's so many photos, that sounds daunting, but I can filter by the oldest ones that I've taken, or the newest ones I've taken, or the ones I've uploaded just recently. I can search by a name or a tag, a file name. If I knew I put it in grandma's file, I can search for grandma and it will call it up. I can also filter by year. I can also filter by photos not in an album. So these are the ones I need to sort, because the ones that are in albums, I don't want to look at and sort again. And I put them in albums. And here's, like, I'll show you my family album, which is constant work in progress. These are my different relatives. I had so many old photos from the box in my brother's closet that I needed to sort them by family member. And I need to go in and tag them yet, so I can still find all of the pictures of Daniel, but he might be in a picture with Frank or Margaret or whoever. So here's my grandparents' album, and I could nest albums within that album of different either trips or events or things in their life. And these are just happen to be ways that I had so many photos, I knew I could sort them to be able to find them. I could, my grandma was a nurse, and you can go in and you can put the story of the whole album here. And then when you click on each photo, here's the photo. This is called the light box. You're able to order prints. I can share. If I want to share this photo, I just copy this link and I give it to I can email it or put it on Facebook or whatever I choose, make a QR code if I want. I can download it to my device. Zoom, you can zoom in or out, whichever. You can rotate it, you can edit. They have several different filters to increase the exposure or crop it if you wanted to. You can delete it. And over here, I'm able to put the story in. And I think there's a limit of 50,000 characters. So you can tell quite a bit of history on this section here. Well, and this is the data that will stay with this photo no matter where I put it. And I can see that it's in one album here. Now, if I want to tag it, so I have like certain people tagged in each item, each picture, then I can go through and call up all the pictures of Minnie Mae or all the pictures of this person. So that's just, these are all the different photos. So this one came from Facebook. It's tagged, and but there's different ways to tag them, but at least they're in albums so I can find them. So when my cousin called and said, I need the picture of Grandpa on the horse in Deadwood Gulch, and I need it like today. And I had no idea where that picture was in my book, but I went right here and I said, is this the one you're looking for? And she said, that's it. And it took me maybe a half a minute to find it. And she was thrilled. She needed it for some job thing. So I would have found it. I still don't know where the actual photo is today, but at least I can find that one. So that's just a short summary of how I could do it. I do it chronologically. Like here is just different events that have happened this year. Some people do it by all medical events, all Christmases, all their travel is in one folder. I just do it chronologically by year because that's the way I think. But the way you do it is the way you think. You will probably remember, how do I go to find that photo in 10 years? And I feel like the best thing is to tag them or to put descriptions in so you can look that way. So that's just a quick overview of that. So I will go back to the presentation here. Where is it? All right. Now I don't see the presentation. Sorry about that. I don't see. Oh, here it is. Let's see. Am I sharing my screen yet?
Not yet.
Yeah. Get out of here.
There you go.
There. Okay. So the next step, like I showed you, is to organize. So you preserve your photos in one digital home in the cloud. You group those, like I said, by event, person, or decade, whatever works for you, however you think. And you tell the story of your memories. And they're just more than a photo. They're the whole story. You know, like my kids would see my grandma in her nursing uniform, but they wouldn't know all the pranks that she told. she did if I didn't tell those stories in there, because they were never able to meet her. So you can, that history will stay with that photo forever. And so now your great grandkids will know who those people are and their stories, what they did in their lives and why they were so important to you. So you just have to make sure you get your photos in albums, and it's crucial, like we said, because organization is the key, so you can find them. Just like traditional photos, once they're all in the same room, it's easier to organize them. And now that you can find them, you can make countless printed items featuring your memories. I can share with friends and family, and I can make my albums private or public or just shareable. The mobile app allows you to have all your photos in your hands wherever you go. So I don't have to lug my big old scrapbooks around and say, oh, I'll get you a copy made when I get home, like we used to have to. And I can organize and create and share on the go, which is nice. So these are 10 questions you should be asking when selecting cloud storage. Is this a temporary or permanent cloud storage? And remember, even monthly payment options are often temporary. So are my memories easy to access from all devices? Can I store all file types, including photos, documents, audio files, and videos? Do I keep the digital rights to my content? Can I easily share my files with others? And what happens if I stop paying? Is there a succession plan in place? What happens when I die? Can I download my files in full resolution? Many sites like Facebook for example, significantly reduce the quality of the photos when they store them because there are billions of photos on there. Are there organizing tools to record the stories behind my memories? Does this company offer client care if I have questions? So if you find a better way to do this, please let me know. I would be very interested. Lastly, share. From your cloud storage account, use share links to send your photos to loved ones. Celebrate those memories with printed projects and photo gifts, and ensure that your story continues to be shared for generations to come, because your memories are worth preserving. So how do you enjoy your favorite moments? Do you have canvases on the wall, calendars, gift cards, photos in frames? In Forever, there's 3 different ways to create, and they vary from making a book in seconds to hours, depending on your creativity and how much freedom do you want to put into it. And you can make all sorts of gifts, coasters, photo books, mugs, all of these things. So to recap, you need to collect your memories and get them into a box to be digitized. And you curate them by putting them into the cloud storage and organizing them, and celebrate them by sharing them and getting them back into your life. And I am trying to leave a legacy and not a mess with my photos to my kids.
There's a question in the chat.
Okay.
Are you employed by Forever or receive any
Yes.
compensation from them?
I am an ambassador for them. Yes. I don't get a lot. I feel like this is my mission more, because I feel so passionate about photos that I don't want people's memories to get lost. I've heard horror stories of people getting them lost, and it's just, I know the joy I've gotten from getting them back into my life. And so I don't do it for the money. I do it for the mission to help people. But
there's another part of the question. What if Forever company is sold or goes out of business in the next 100+ years?
The CEO began this company because he was having trouble getting his photos and memories all preserved in one place so his family could share them. And he has some being held by a photographer and hostage that he can't get back. And he decided that there should be a way to share and save photos and be safe, that where they weren't being held hostage by these companies and with the chance of being deleted. And that's why he formed this company. He earned his fortune in the .com industry years ago and has committed to be working, God willing, 20 more years at least in this company And there's a succession plan with its, with the guarantee fund where most of the money paid for the accounts goes into the fund. And that is what pays for the upgrading of the photos. They're migrated to the next file, to the current files, so that like in 100 years, if a computer can't read a JPEG, like we can't read 8 tracks anymore because you don't have an 8 track player, they will automatically be converted to that file. That pays for that. And it's set aside in a guaranteed fund, kind of like MetLife has been around for like 800 years. They expect us to follow the same sort of plan. So,
Couple more came in.
okay.
What if I have duplicates on my computer, external drive? Is there an easy way to eliminate duplicates?
Yes, I had that very problem. There's a dedupe feature. So if the file is called the same file name, it will recognize it as a duplicate. So I set one of my hard drives, and then I didn't know if the other hard drive was exactly the same or not. So I had to set both of them and upload all of those videos, thousands of them from each hard drive. And it would recognize that they were, because they were copies of one another, they were the same file name, and it did not upload them twice. And if you take, say you take 5 or 6 pictures of the same thing to make sure you get everybody's eyes open or whatever, because digital film is cheap, not like the old days when we had to get it all developed and pay for each one. You can set it to show them in chronological order as they were taken. And so when you go in, I had several where they were apparently different names, but they were all the same copies. I had 8 copies of each photo. So I'd set it that way, and I could see that there were 8 of them, and I could go in and delete all the copies. So there's a way to do that to make it much faster. So are you?
If you had, actually a couple more just came in.
Okay, that's fine.
What's the max number of photos in gigabytesforever.com can store for an individual account?
I think the sky's the limit. How big is your wallet? Probably be.
That was another question that came in. How much is forever? Which I assume you're going to be getting to that.
Yeah.
Another question though, if you have photos on iPhoto or Flickr, can you upload to forever?
Yes, you can. And I have a form that I'd be happy to share with you that has how to download from different sites, because some of them make it kind of difficult. And we have one that has like 3 or 4 different sites that are troublesome to download from. I've got directions that you can do that. But some, I know one woman had hers stored at a pharmacy type place, and they said she had 22,000 photos stored there, and they said she could download them 2 at a time. And she ended up fighting with them for quite a while, and she ended up having to pay to get her photos back, which I think is just wrong. That's hers, you know. So it's a hostage business plan, I guess. So if
More
you
question, can forever store videos?
Yes, yes, videos, documents, PDFs, JPEGs, MP4s. There's a whole list of formats that it can store.
Okay, that's it for now.
Okay. All right. So if you would like to sign up for a free 2 GB account, and once you confirm your email, you'll receive a $20 coupon. You can just put your phone over this QR code and scan, and it'll take you to the page. And I'm also having 2 more classes just to show how to get started. If you're interested, I can help you individually or in a group if we have a group. But I would, I guess I can show you, if you'd like to know about the prices, I can show you that. Oh goodness, stop share. Oh, I have to get out of there to get to my When you go to the website, forever.com, you have to make sure that I am your ambassador up here so I can help you. And there's the deals here. And storage is, I believe, 30% off right now. The price will be coming down next month, probably to the 30% off, in that neighborhood price range. And then it will not go on sale after that.
Are you sharing something? Because we can't see it.
Well, I was having a hard time finding it, so I'll get there. Oh, goodness. Share. Okay. So when you go to the deals tab here, all the different printing projects are on sale to print within this time. Different boxes are on sale. There are 2 different boxes. So it depends on what type of media you have to decide which box you would need. But to storage is the price is going to be adjusted next month down, probably to these sale prices in that neighborhood, and then it will not go on sale again. So I am personally going to add to my account this month. You can either pay 12 monthly payments or one-time payment. As soon as you pay, it's yours. It's there. It's ready to. You can upload. You can start adding things, and it goes up. Starts with a 10 gigabyte account, and it goes up as many as you want. There's a terabyte. So what's nice is when you are getting close to running out of storage and you know you need it, you can add it right then. And right now you can add those pictures up into your account. So, and to upload your pictures, all you do is go into your library, you say upload, and it tells you choose them from your computer if you have them in a picture file or on an SD card or whatever. You can just choose it from your computer and there it goes. These are the different files, the formats that it can take. And it's pretty amazing. You know, I can go into my account and I can say, I want to see only videos. So these are the videos that I have stored. I have a whole bunch of little ones of weddings and grandkids and that sort of thing. But I also have old ones of my babies when they were little. And I can show you the, I can never remember. There it is. This is the one that I was so impressed that my, this was 60 years old, sat in a box for 60 years when I converted it. Oh, my internet's having trouble, but this is me. You know, and I have converted old photos of my, or old videos of my family, and didn't realize my grandpa could ride a horse so well, and I sent it to my siblings and cousins, and we were all really tickled to see those videos. So yeah, my internet's unstable. So this is an 8mm film, and there's no lines. There's a great grandmother right now. There's my mom giving me a sword. What could go wrong? Except the cake. Yeah. So now video, to be able to play video in your light box like this right away has to be converted. There's a cost to that. So there is a video plan. You can buy it by monthly, yearly, or lifetime, so that you can play it right away from your light box. It will be converted and then you can play it right there. But otherwise it will be stored in your account, and then you would just have to download it onto your device to play it. So that conversion, there's a cost there. So that's video plan is an extra cost. A program called Forever Club, that where you are able to set aside money each month, like a Christmas club type thing, and then you would get 5% off on all your purchases, and you can save up till, if you know you're going to buy a big box to convert, or you're going to have a whole bunch of slides or whatever to convert, or you want to buy the video plan, you could save up so it wouldn't be so painful to do it all at once, if that would be easier for you. So
Question in the chat, do you assist if there is a problem with uploading?
absolutely, yeah, I'll come help you. Yeah, and Zoom makes it so easy. I have one lady in Florida I'm meeting with to help her. Another thing I put in here, and this is probably my most used album. It's very technical. It's called Important Stuff, that I put here, and I put our identification, like all our passports, driver's license, all that stuff. Now this album is private, so nobody else can see this but me. Medical information, checkbook, like my routing number, your passport number. Who remembers that stuff? Passwords. When I die, my kids can look right here and they'll know what they are. They don't have to go fight with Yahoo or Facebook or anybody else, you know. And I put like insurance information, medical and car, and all that stuff that you need once in a while, but you don't want to schlep around with you. So I use this a lot, and it's safe. That's a private, so nobody else can see that. Then I also have a public album that if you Google it, where is it? Well, here it is. This one's public, so if you Googled it, you could find any of these. This is just a succession of my grandparents who homesteaded out in Wyoming. Their daughter, my grandma, and my mom. And that's just a few public pictures that anybody can see. So we have an album, a public album by Jack Snyder, who was a veteran who decided before he passed away, he wanted to make sure his story stayed active, and he made it public, and it was, let's see if I can find it for you. No, that's not that one. Let's see. Shared albums I visited. Search here. Oh, maybe it's John Snyder. Yeah, John Snyder. He was one of the first clients for Forever, and he was a vet, and this tells about his story. He wanted to make sure that it was preserved forever. He was in the Marines, and so they worked with him to get his items converted, and he has a video in here. He talks about some of his experiences in the battles and Battle of Iwo Jima. I mean, this is like priceless history, letters, medals, all that sort of thing is preserved.
Question in the chat that came up a little earlier. Should I assume that images are scanned and then uploaded, like your life insurance stuff?
Yes. Yeah, or I just took a picture with my phone, like my insurance card. I just took a picture with my phone. Because I don't care if it's a fancy pants, you know, picture. I just want the number when I'm out and about and I don't have a card with me or whatever. Because I don't carry my checkbook anymore, and I needed my routing number for something, so I was able to look it up. And my kids, if I need their social security number, I've got that in there. You can put anything.
Another question, what type of security does Forever use to protect sensitive information?
It's bank encrypted security, and it's backed up at 3 different places across the country. So if there's a disaster in one area, the other 2 have it still. I feel completely comfortable putting it all up there. I know some people have gone through, especially like when in hurricane season and with the fires out west and the mudslides, I've heard of people who have gone through their whole house taking pictures of cupboards and drawers and everything for insurance purposes. So then it's documented. So if their house is demolished, they can go into their account anywhere from any computer and show this is what I have. It's all documented. So you don't worry about that stack of photos. You always think, well, if the house is on fire, remember to grab this and this and this. I would like to get my photo albums, but most of them have been scanned and they're in my account already. That's one of the things I've had sent in, scanned in. Actually,
I'm curious about.
Huh?
I'm curious about print projects. What does that encompass?
Oh, okay. I'll show you. You can go in and print books or notebooks or mugs or canvases or anything you put on the wall. There's all sorts of ways to do it. Auto book. Let me just show you an auto book. This is a way. So say I want to make a hardbound 10 by 10. And it's going to ask me now, what pictures do you want to put in there? So I have a tag of pictures that I want. So let's say I want to do some old pictures of my relatives. So here's a whole bunch of them. There's 397 of them, I guess. I don't think it'll take them all. I think it only takes, yeah, it will. It'll take 400. So I'm going to say, I'm going to pick all these pictures and I'm going to say add selected, and just in this few seconds, it's creating the book. It's created. So there's the cover. I can put text on the spine, text under here. If I don't want to, it'll be blank. And then I can go in and change these pictures around. Now this is a low resolution, so it might be blurry because it's not a very good photo. It's a picture of a photo. So I can change it. I can say, you know what, I want to split this page. I want these two different pages. No, actually, let's merge them. I want to merge these two pages together, but I can't. There's only 4 pictures allowed per page. So what I would do is I would split this one. Oh, come on. Split this one so they're all on their own page now. And now I want to say, I want to merge these 4 and put them on there. Save that. And then I can go in and I say, you know what? I don't like that design. I think I like this one a little bit better, where there's smaller pictures. And then that picture isn't such a problem. You can go in and you can enlarge it, move it around. So she's in the center there. And you can also do a filter. Sometimes the color is funny. That looks better. On these old photos, sometimes the color needs to be boosted a little bit. Sometimes not, and you just take it off. So then I say, oh, you know what, let's change the background. I want this to be like this color on the back of the page. And I can do that for all of my pages if I want. If I say, oh, you know, I don't like that one, I want it to be this color instead, you can. And then you can go in and add the text on each one of them, and your book is done. That's how quick the auto book is. You can also do a auto book, an auto notebook, which is, let's get here. It can hold up to 9 photos on each notebook. They're spiral bound and hard bound. Let's say do a spiral bound. These are really nice quality. I use mine a lot. I have a lot of empty notebooks, but I use the ones I've made here. So let's say I want to do it with a tag. These are just ways to sort that I usually just do them temporary. but I need to, so I'll say I'm gonna pick that 9 and I'll say add, and there's my notebook. And I can go in and make those pictures bigger or move them however I want. Or I can say, you know what, I don't like this one at all. I'll dump that out there. And then you can change them however you want. You can write, you know, so-and-so's memories or their garden journal or whatever. You can also change the layout or the photos. You can go in and change the background. So you can say, let's do a pink background or purple. And then that's done. And it'll be saved. And then when you go back into your library, where all your photos go, oh, I gotta get out of here, all files. And there's the 2 projects I just did. So if I go in and think, you know what, before I buy this, I gotta change something. I'm gonna put some text on here, and I'm gonna put her name here or whatever, and then I can change it, and then I can add it to my cart and buy it when I want it. And then you can always make sure you're checking the deals tab. So there's 30% off, so you would put this coupon in there. So let's see what that would save. Library. Oh, goodness, sorry, making it dizzy here. Add to cart. And there it's telling me I can choose 5 different types of pages: lined, dotted, blank, or graph. Or this one is graph on the left, blank dot or lines on the right. So I can say, okay, that's the one I want. And then I can go in, it's $20, but I'm going to see my coupon. I have Club 5, so I get 5% off already. Then I would put my coupon in, and that would bring it down to $13.97. And then you can just check out. And you can do that with, you can make books and mugs, calendars, all sorts of acrylic, metal, or canvas prints to hang on the wall, different sizes. Mugs are exceptionally easy. They, gosh, they probably go the fastest of anything. Say, okay, here I want to make, and tabletop panels are very nice. They can either hang on the wall or sit on the table like this. But mugs are just, let's see, let's make, you make coasters. They come in a set of 4. You can make them all the same pattern, all the same picture, or 4 different pictures, which is nice. I know people are giving them as favors to different people or little gifts so they can get 4 gifts out of one set. So mugs, you just add the picture, and there's a lot. Let me see if I can show you here. Mugs. I want to create one. Where is it? Create an auto gift. So if you have a, there are, no, that's not what I want. There are all sorts of design and print. That's what I need. All sorts of templates already in there. So if you decide you want to make a vintage mug or travel or graduation or baby, here's the family tree. Say we want to do that. Just say, okay, which tag I'm going to go down here for. I'll pick there's my grandparents, my great grandparents that homesteaded. and I can write their name here and the year they were married or whatever. And then you can look at it, and that's what the mug will look like. That's done. That's it. Quick, easy gift.
Question in the chat, what is the turnaround time once you order the product?
It varies depending on the time of year. Sometimes when they're very busy, I've gotten things within a week before. I've been shocked when I got a book within a week. The printer is in Rochester, New York, so we're kind of fortunate that it's pretty close. But I've
Okay,
never waited very long.
Another question, if I may, Terry.
Sure.
You're saying about adding text, entering text to
Yes.
photos. How about entering photos to text? In other words, if, let's say you have a diary or a book type of thing that you're working on, can you take the photos and print things from this service and add them to that text? In other words, just reversing the process where here you're adding text to the photos, is adding the photos to the text.
You can, I'm not sure if I understand, but let me, like when you are making a book, that it will say, okay, this particular book has, these are the different pages that it's already got designed. And you just add the photos and any kind of text. So if you want, this is a page of text that you could add the whole story here. But say you've taken a picture of a diary page, then you want to add that, you can add a page, and they have all these options that you can do a whole full page, a picture, or a full page text. In most of the books, you can do that. So if you had a photo of a diary, that you could add that as a photo, or you could write the whole story if it didn't have a picture of it. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
You're saying you
All right.
could write the whole story and then add the photos to it.
You can add it as a text box. Yes, that would be up here. This would be a text box. That's all text.
Uh-huh.
So there you could type in your whole story here, and that would be a whole page of your, the history or whatever you wanted. Especially in the historical type albums, there's a lot of pages where you can write the story.
Yeah. Now, once those storages are added with the different photos that you have, is it possible then to download them to another source to accomplish that type of thing that I'm saying? Or
So once you put them in here, where would you want to put them then?
Bring it to my computer and add it to some text that I've developed on my computer.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can copy and paste it onto this text box if you'd like. If you've already got the story written there, you can just copy and paste it onto this text box. So you wouldn't have to rewrite it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or you can save it as a PDF and put it in your account. Because it'll save in the, we save PDFs too.
Another question in the chat, can you also upload Word or PDF files to store?
Yes. Yeah. That's really nice, especially when you get big documents and get into historical or genealogy type things. You can. Forever has just gotten into open another service of genealogy, and it's where that you can hire a genealogy expert to help investigate. They'll pick up where you left off, or if you hit a brick wall, or they will start from scratch, whatever. And they have a consultation at first to find out what you want and how long they think it will take to accomplish it. And then you buy a course, how many sessions you will need or whatever. Then you have all that document. That's called Family Forever, or Forever Family Research. That's we're able to go in and purchase different plans to help find out the skeletons in your closet, I guess. Any other questions?
Anyone else? Feel free to unmute yourself at this time. Does Forever have a parent company?
No, Forever is the parent company. They have outstanding customer service, and I feel like that's becoming more and more rare, especially with COVID. I don't know why, but I have had terrible customer service with a lot of different establishments and different things across the board in the last year that have just like maybe want to pull my hair out, but Forever always returns your call. You email them with a question, they get right back to it. They have all these computer people that can answer all my questions that I don't know. I don't understand the computer business end of it, but they've been very helpful and they've gone out of their way to help. They've met, I had a problem with the app and uploading, and I had the creator of the app call me and work with me on the phone 3 different times, and he got it fixed. I was so impressed. He kept saying, try this, we're going to get this fixed. And he did. So they are very they have a high ethics and outstanding bunch of people that work for them. I'm really impressed with them. And I wouldn't say that if I wasn't using it myself, and I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it was good, because I trust my precious memories to it. I wouldn't tell you to do it if it wasn't safe and good. I had really good experience with them.
Another question, are they on the stock exchange?
They are not yet. And I am the world's worst business person to ask about that, but they are. My daughter asked me if they were publicly traded, and I believe I think she said yes, they are. But don't hold me to that. I don't know. I'm sorry. I know they are selling shares right now. They are. People are able to buy stock in them. Does that help? That must be them, right?
Yep.
Sorry,
You answer the question in a roundabout way there.
Yeah,
Yes.
above my pay grade, I'll tell you that. I'm not the accountant. I was a medical technologist. I worked in the lab at the hospital. But I've just always loved photos and scrapbooking and all that. I had such a mess with just my physical, before digital pictures came around, I had such a mess. I had surgery one time and I was stuck sitting there for a while. So I gathered all my photos in one room, which was, took me a while. And I started sorting them according to year. And then I got those in order, and it took me forever just to get them in the same room. And the digital is the same. It took me a while to gather them all, but once I did, and I still have some, I have some there in Green Bay right now. My scrapbook pages are being converted, and I need to get another box to convert some old videos and a few odd things. But once I get them all there, and it's a work in progress, it doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me years to get my mess in order because it was such a mess. But I need to work in it every day to get it better. But life gets in my way, so but at least they're safe.
Where is the headquarters located?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Terri,
Yes.
you said that you were doing 2 additional sessions, September 18th and October 6th.
Yes.
What will you be going over in those sessions?
I'll just answer any questions and show you around my account more if you need, and help you. And if anybody needs help doing any specific things, sometimes people want to know how to upload Sometimes they need to know how to delete pictures, how to organize them on tag or whatever, or move them around, or I put them in the wrong album, how do I move them? And it's you can move them and you can fix them up. And even if you delete them, they go into a delete bin and they're there for 60 days. So if you decide, oh, let me see what I have in my delete bin, I can go back in here, see they're mostly dumb ones that don't matter. But if I go back and I say, oh, you know what, I really do need this picture here of this tray, I can restore it to my library. And then it'll be back in my library. So I won't.
Will
lose it
Will
forever.
that be through the library also, or are you doing that separately?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you going to be doing those Zoom through the library, or are you going to do those separately?
Oh, I'll do those separately. Yeah, but I can do another class someday if Mark needs me to. I like to do this. I like to meet people and show them what I can do here. So here's like an example, my grandson. I put the description. This is picture day. So he had to get all dressed up in his little uniform. Hopefully he put his shoes on before he went to school, and this is, you can sort by, say, oh, this is one of my favorites, or you can, all you do is click the heart and it's one of your favorites. So then if you want to say, you know what, I know I have that favorite one of my friend and I called it a favorite. So I went back here and I can call it up this way. So here's some favorites. I have a lot of them. I need to go back and untag as favorites because they were duplicates when I was doing a project. I was trying to decide which ones. Grandbaby twins. So that's just one way you can call up. They try and make it easy because they realize digital pictures, there's so many, because you take so many more than you used to because it's free film, and it doesn't cost to develop them and take a week or whatever like it used to. And
then you end up throwing half of them away.
exactly. And this way I could click, 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 and they're done. They're gone. Those duds are gone and they didn't cost me anything. Here's a bunch of them. I can go through and pick a bunch of duplicates here that are bad. Oh, not that one. See, I've got some duplicates and dumb things I can just delete. And it'll go into the delete bin. I said, yep. So those are gone. So then when I get down to like, here's a bad one, I'm going to delete it. And there's several different ways you can do things. So say I want to put this in this picture. I want to put it in an album. I can say, I can do it from here. I can say I want to add to an album, and then it'll give me my list of albums that I want to do. Or I can click on the picture and I can say add to album, and I can type the name of it. So I can, whichever one I want to do, whatever's easiest. There's several little tricks that I've figured out over the years to be able to go a little quicker because I have so many that I need to. These darn grandkids, they're just filling up my albums. So.
I'm assuming that when you would, let's say you'd send in a photo card from a camera, that they would print it or copy it in the same order that it's presented. In other words, it's not coordinated into any logical sequence format, whether it's chronological or whatever. It would just be a blend of the entire images from that card or from that source into their files, and then it would be up to you to sort them afterwards. Is that
right?
correct?
But a digital camera card you could upload yourself. You wouldn't have to have that converted because it's already digital. So you just put that in your computer or plug your camera in, however it works, and upload it right into your account. But usually they come in the same order on the card. Like if I put the card in, it uploads them in order, and I can change that order from here. I can say to do the newest or the oldest, show me the oldest taken or the newest taken or whatever. I can say I'm having trouble with this Zoom picture here. Taken oldest. These are my oldest pictures that I've taken here. Oh, not in all my files. I say I want my oldest ones that I've taken first. These, I've gone in and changed the date for these photos because I knew I took a picture of this picture at my brother's house. I knew it was this date because it was their wedding date, but I went in and changed the date, which you can do here. You edit the information and you can change the date here. So it's the correct date. And if that date is already like on your camera, these were just goofy pictures, but ones that I uploaded, like most recently, upload date for yes, these were off my phone just recently, and they're in the order they come up. So these were from September 16th. These are from today. And then if you go down, these are from yesterday. So at least it's by day because your phone captures that metadata. And then that makes it a little helpful. But if I change the date on any of these pictures, it would go down to the date that it's changed to. So you can keep them in the right date order. Does that help?
Mhm. Yep.
So Terry,
Yes.
I like the product. It seems like it's very good. But two questions. So if we're interested in this, do we have to mention your name or what?
Yes, if you go to that screen that I shared earlier with, now where can I find it? Why am I having such trouble with this? This screen, if you scan that,
You're not showing anything yet.
oh gosh. I can't get it to click on it. Oh my goodness. I want to let me do this. Screen share. There we go. Okay. If you hover your phone over this with your camera open, does that page come up where it says see my picture, and you can sign up for a free account. You just have to put your name, your email, and then you'll get an email and it'll confirm the email, and then you'll get the $20 coupon that you can use right away. And if you decide to do the club, you can take advantage of that right away too. You would do that to go ahead and purchase a club membership, and that's at any level, 25, 50, 100, or 250 per month. And if you do that for 3 months in a row, you are eligible for free storage. It's not a lot, but you earn a little bit of free storage every month, or every time you have 3 consecutive months that you put money aside. So my suggestion is, if you know you're going to buy a big account or you're going to buy a big box and have a lot of conversion to do, I would suggest you do the $250 a month for 3 months if you can, and then change it down to a more comfortable level. But at least you would earn 5 gigabytes of storage for free. So you wouldn't have, that's a $100 value right there. And you will get 5% off on any purchases you make. If you make a book or a cup, or if you buy your, and then you go ahead and turn around and buy your box or your account, you'll get 5% off of it because you're a club member. And they do run specials like free shipping or different things for club members every month.
And the other question, Terry, all this, with all of our data being stored, did they give you some type of agreement or confidentiality agreement or anything like that?
It's all guaranteed, safe and secure, and it's private. So the only time they would go into your account is if you called and you had a problem and you wanted them to look at something. That's the only time they would. And when they digitize things, they only look to make sure the quality is right and it's all correct. And, you know, that they aren't watching your videos, and, you know, they're just making sure that the quality is there, that the things are matched up and the colors are right and all that sort of thing.
But that would be at your direction or with your direct consent.
Yes.
At the-
Yes, that would be the only time they would go in with your consent. Yeah. Yeah. But if you would be interested, I would be glad if you could send me an email and I can help you through the process, or, but if you use that link, if you scan this barcode here and use that link, you will be connected to me, and then you will get the $20 coupon. So if you want to send me an email, I can tell you my email now.
I'm
And,
sort of embarrassed to say this, but to ask this, but supposing you don't have a smartphone that you can scan that QR code.
do you have an email?
Yeah,
Okay, I can email you a link that you can do it, and you can click on the link and it'll take you right to that spot. So I give you my email, and then you can all email me and let me know what you think. My email is TERRI 0254 at yahoo.com.
TRI, what was the rest of it?
TERRI 0254 at Yahoo.
0254.
Yep, 0254.
Just typed it, excuse me, I just typed it into the chat, so.
Oh, okay, great.
There.
And if you lose it or forget it, the library has it. Mark could give it
Yes,
to you.
we do.
Get a hold
Yes,
of
we
it.
do.
Okay, you might hear from me.
Okay, great.
I have to consider this a little bit.
It's an investment, but I'll tell you, it's not anything I've ever regretted. And looking at those videos, I converted one old film, my first one I converted. I looked at up, the light, and I saw my great grandma in it, and I thought, okay, I want this one. So I sent it in and I got it back, and it was like a 12-minute video, and it had my grandpa riding a horse and a motorcycle, and my cousins were both on there and their parents. And I asked my cousin when I showed it to him, who is this man? And he said, that's my grandpa that I never met, or I met when I had never knew, because he committed suicide after the war way back in the 40s, I believe. And he was so tickled to get a copy of that. I sent him the copy, and he was, because he'd never really seen anything of many pictures or anything of him. And my brothers were just thrilled to see all those pictures of my uncle going in the Navy and my grandma's cooking. It was really wonderful to bring those back into my life, because otherwise they'd be sitting in that closet, and my kids would probably, when I die, they'd probably just throw them out. But at least now I've got them converted, so my kids look at them and I can write the story there, and let's say this is Grandpa so-and-so, and when he owned the laundromat, or when he owned the country club, or whatever he was doing. And they'll understand the history of our family better. Any other questions? Comments?
Is Forever a public or private company? Well, if I can answer that, if they are issuing stock, then they are a public company.
Don't hold me to that if they're, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. That's a good thing I need to find out. Well, they're selling shares, or I don't know. I'm not an entrepreneur type person, so I don't know that. I'm not an accountant.
Anyone else for Terri?
So everyone has my email? You can see it in the chat.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you for offering this tonight.
Sure. Yes, I'd be glad to hear from you. Hopefully we can connect and I can get you started. Leave a legacy and not a mess.
Good way to end. Thank you,
you.
Terri.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Good night now.